Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for Cost Rollup Precision, Improve Accuracy and Efficiency. I'm Denise, and with me to present today is Olena Stepovyk, our Super Solutions Architect.
Hello, thank you for attending or registering for this webinar. Today's webinar, I will show how you could most efficiently calculate cost in QED using your existing data. What's Cost Rollup? Let me start with a brief overview of the cost calculation process. Generic name for this process is Cost Rollup. It calculates the total cost of producing an item by aggregating all costs involved, including raw materials and purchased components, labor cost, manufacturing overhead, and subcontract cost. Cost Rollup is an important part of manufacturing cost accounting. It's critical for pricing process, it allows to identify cost-saving opportunities, and is a key component of financial planning and budgeting. There are a number of components that affect the accuracy of the item cost. Bill of materials. The cost rollup relies heavily on accurate BOMs to determine component quantities. Routings. Labor and machine hours are calculated based on the routing data. Scrap and yield factors, accounting for material losses that happen during the production process, affect the final item cost. Work center rates. Labor and machine costs are determined based on the rates defined for each work center. And of course, purchased item costs. Accuracy of the manufactured item cost depends on the accuracy of all these components and frequency with which cost is updated. To achieve the most accurate manufacturing cost, it needs to be updated each time there is a change to the cost of its components. On another side, cost rollup process should not directly affect inventory values or other accounting figures. It should provide detailed information about the difference between existing and new cost, support a decision to make any changes to the existing accounting cost, allow you to calculate cost based on different cost scenarios, and then you can update. There is a number of cost-related functions in QED that form cost rollup process. Some of those functions allow to update cost directly, immediately effective inventory values. The risks involved in using those functions are ensuring the timing is correct. You need to pick the update time carefully to make sure the cost update will not trigger undesired accounting variances. Another risk of direct cost update is to make sure the calculated cost is accurate. Any errors in the cost calculation will immediately affect inventory valuation. There is also another set of functions that allow you to run simulation cost rollup without any effect on inventory values. They also allow you to run multiple simulations for different input parameters. Then, once you are satisfied with the simulation cost, you can update the inventory cost at the right time with the right values. You can also use simulation costs for budgeting and financial planning. The disadvantage of this set of functions is the number of steps involved and, as a result, time required to complete each of those steps. To minimize and in some cases even eliminate those disadvantages, 32Soft created a cost rollup workbench. It provides a convenient interface to those cost rollup functions in QED. Let's take a look. I have a list of items that I need to calculate cost for. They may already have costs in QED or could be new items that do not have a cost assigned yet. I don't want to make changes to this item accounting or standard cost in QED yet. But the most important, I don't want my calculation process to affect any other processes in QED. To achieve this, I will run cost calculation within a simulation cost set. My cost set name will be new parts. It could be any other name as soon as it's an existing cost set with type set to simulation. In this cost set, I will collect all information I need for the cost rollup. I will start with copying into it item and routing details. At this point, I will be able to see any cost details I already have for my items in this simulation cost set. I didn't run cost rollup for these items in this cost set prior to this, so I do already have some costs here. After I copied items and routing details, I want to review and update the cost of my purchased components. If I do not have purchasing cost in this cost set yet, I can take any existing QED cost, for example, from the current cost set, and use it for my simulation. I can make any changes at this point and upload to my cost set. That was one way of preparing my purchase component cost. If I have projected purchasing cost and need to use it for my calculation, I can upload it into my new part simulation cost set also. So I have some forecasted purchased item costs. I will copy paste it here and will upload in my simulation cost set. At this point, I have my item routing details in the simulation cost set new parts. I updated or reviewed purchasing cost of the components. So now I'm ready to run routing cost rollup. Just clicking on routing cost rollup button. Once the routing cost rollup will finish, I will get refreshed values for my simulation cost details in this report. Routing cost rollup completed. The next step would be to run bill of materials cost rollup. As a result of cost calculation, I will not only see details of my new simulation costs, but also comparison with the existing standard cost. So here are my total differences and the differences at upper and lower level between my simulation cost set and my current standard cost set. I can repeat the simulation as many times as I want, for example, by changing the cost of its components right here. If the purpose of my simulation cost rollup was to prepare the forecasted cost for the next year budget or for new price list, I can stop here. If I calculated cost for new items or prepared new manufacturing cost, I can proceed with the next step and copy my simulation cost into the standard cost set. I will take the list of items for which I calculated my simulation cost and copy them into the Cost Copy tab. I can now click on Copy button, or I can download the cost and do another last check. I can review my cost. This is my target cost. Could review the difference, analyze them. If I'm happy, I can proceed with the copy cost set. Now I can go and double check it if I want. This was our difference before we copied, difference between simulation cost and standard cost. Now if I will refresh the report, remember we just copied our simulation into the standard. The difference is 0 now. My standard cost, my simulation cost. This is how simple it is to create simulation cost in QED using the 32Soft Cost Rollup workbench. The design of 32Soft workbench and its user-friendly interface allowed me to easily navigate multiple and somewhat complicated steps at Cost Rollup and safely mass update large number of records in QED. I could easily simulate cost changes and the impact on the final product costs. Running this cost rollup did not affect any other QED processes, and I could run it multiple times without coordinating with other departments. The results of the calculation are immediately available, and data used for the calculations are real-time. The Cost Rollup Workbench seamlessly combines individual existing QD functions and provides detailed cost reporting and comparison. On a closing note, I would like to reiterate that the accuracy of the cost produced by any cost rollup depends on the accuracy of all the components and frequency with which cost is updated. The best practices in manufacturing product costing include regularly reviewing and updating estimated cost for purchased items, periodically reviewing machine and labor rates and overhead costs, maintaining accurate routing runtimes, maintaining accurate yield and scrap factors, and updating subcontract pricing as needed. Let me know if you have any questions.
Olena, thank you so much for your time taken to prepare and share with us your expertise. From all of us at 32Soft, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.